These are the three types of outbound campaigns that will cook for you and your B2B company or enterprise in 2025. How's it going? My name is Ryan Bryden. I am the founder of Breakout Creatives and a partner at Apex Ascension. I work with 25 plus B2B companies specializing in cold email, outbound, and go to market strategy. We send a lot of emails for companies in their prospective markets to book introduction calls for sales, for partnership pipelines, and for helping raise money. These are the three types of campaigns that we are seeing absolutely cook right now in the market. Let's get right into this. If you don't know who I am, here are just a few reasons showing that we don't suck. We know what we're doing. We helped a capital raising company book 450 introduction sales calls in just over 2 months. I promise that this is real. We helped a few companies in the software space, like these guys right here, like my friend Christian right here, and a few more companies. If you want to check this out, this document will be in the description, but that's not what you're here for. You're here to learn about the types of campaigns that you and your company should be running. Let's get into this. So this is so ironic because the first one that we're seeing do really, really well right now is local based targeting campaigns. So, what I mean by this, and it's dead simple, is that if I live in Austin, Texas, I'm going to scrape a list that's obviously in my ICP of companies that are in Austin, Texas. Now, I don't exactly know why this works, but here's what you must do to make sure that it works. You must mention that you are in the same city as your prospect. So, mentioning, hey, John, saw that you and company name were located on 123 Main Street. Me and my team are here as well. It's been absolutely cooking. We've been doing this for a client of ours. As I put in this photo here, we did 13 meetings for them in a single week, on just over 3,000 emails. So I believe that's like, a booked meeting, qualified for like just over 200 emails sent, which is pretty good. Another benefit of this is that you can pitch in-person meetings. We have the same client. They've already closed 2 of these people because we, I won't get into all of these specifics, I guess, but find a coffee shop, a bar, a popular meetup spot downtown, especially if they're in kind of a bigger city, and you can pitch in-person meetings, which is awesome, so much better than Zoom. People love that stuff. The third thing about this is people are just nicer. Like maybe it's because they know that you're in the same city as them. They don't want to be rude. They're not telling you to buzz off as much. I mean, it happens, of course, but people are just nicer with this stuff. And then the final thing for this to actually execute on a campaign like this would be, I would use something like Clay. You can use Google Maps for scraping this actual data. Or if you live in a big enough city, I mean, you can just use kind of a public database, but definitely we've used maps for a few of these campaigns and it's been great so far. So local based campaigns, I know I haven't heard many people talk about this. Try it out. Trust me. Number 2, moving on to this, is I'm calling this hyper humanized campaigns, not hyper personalized. So personalization and using GPT models and using AI in outbound and go to market is really popular right now. And one of the ways that I like to think about it is that, you want to use personalization for the right reasons. So things that we'll use it for in campaigns is things like changes within a company, recent events, changes or information about the specific role that you're getting in touch with of a person. That is what I think is personalization that's actually good. And one thing that you want to do with this personalization and in these campaigns is tie everything back to the offer. So it shouldn't be, hey, John, I saw that you went to Ohio State, go Buckeyes, and then you talk about your software product. That has absolutely no relevance. That makes no sense. But if you find a way to tie in the AI that you're using to your offer, that's when it gets interesting. One thing that we're doing too is that we're almost overshowing the idea of like, hey, I'm a human being, I'm not a robot. And I'll get to this example that we did because I think it's a perfect, it backs up exactly what I'm saying here very, very strongly. And it's kind of funny how it happened. So if I move my big head out of the way here, one thing that I did in a campaign. So I was writing copy for a client of ours, and I realized that I was doing a whole bunch of stuff in Clay and whatever. And I got to the point where I finished writing the message and I realized that I didn't talk about what our company does at all. So I put in a PS, this exact line right here. I go, PS, reading this over, I realized I completely forgot to explain what we do. Haha. And then I go, we can, and I explain what the actual offer is. And doing that, this angle was by far the best out of like the 3 or 4 that we wrote. I mean, 7.5% reply rate, 37% positive reply rate. And I think it's just because people want to see that you're a human. They want to know that they're speaking with an actual person, even if it is created by AI or something like that. And I like literally include haha in the message. Like I think people just want they want to know that they're speaking with a real human. And so if you go out of your way to show that, we've just seen that across a whole bunch of campaigns. I'd say that idea and the idea of using personalization in the right ways, cooking right now. So try that. This campaign did pretty good and it's doing well. Like we've only sent, 470 emails. So lots of data to grab still, but just an interesting point that we're seeing. And the final campaign that I think that this one's a little bit tricky, but I think if you're the type of company that can pull this off, I think it works great. And so I kind of call this like a authority frame type of campaign. So the way that you can run this is that you want you and your service to come off as the authority in these messages. Now, this is tough because you're getting in touch with cold traffic, at least I would assume. But the frame and kind of how you should go about thinking about this is the idea of this, right? Is like, hey, we have information, we have connections, we have data that your team doesn't, and we want to help you. That's kind of like the thinking or the high level strategy of how you can go about trying a campaign like this. And the good thing about this is that this should be applicable for any kind of offer. And I included a few examples, just how we're using it right now and how you can kind of tweak it for your offer and for what you and your company does. So if I said something like, hey, John, we have connections to your exact ICP, and you can use something like Clay to actually find out what this is. So, hey, John, we have connections to CFOs at Series A companies that we can put you in touch with. Any interest in finding a time so we can talk or something like that? Or, hey, John, my team did a deep dive on the third-party logistics industry, and we found the top 2 keywords your competitors are currently beating you on. Any interest in fixing that, or any interest in seeing what they are and how we can help? Or like you come at these people saying, hey, there's this thing going on, or hey, your competitors are beating you at this, or hey, John, we have connections to these people and I think they would be a target for you. Like you try to come at this in this sort of authority frame. And so we've run plenty of campaigns like this that have worked very, very well. I would try the other 2 first. I think you have a better chance of getting positive replies and getting people interested on those, but this is a good campaign to try, and we've done it a lot. So I would give this a go as well. If any of this sounds interesting for you and your team here, my gamma is stuck, but there will be a link in the description to book a call if you want us to come into your company and run any of these 3 types of campaigns or all of them at once. If you need any help with outbound and go-to-market for your company, we'd be more than happy to do so. You can find a time in the description to talk with us, see if we're fit. If we can help, great. If we can't, we'll point you in the right direction for doing so. Thank you so much for checking this video out. I hope to be a lot more active on YouTube because I like sharing stuff like this. So thanks so much, guys, and have a great day. See ya.